Hello pilots and ground crew, where I've got a very honest review for you about the new transmitter I've got, the TURNIGY EVOLUtion PRO, the new one they've just brought out. Now I'll tell you right now, it didn't cost me anything, but you're still going to get an honest review. Alright, comes in white or black, alright, but by the way, because they're already ripping you off, right, and charging you more for the black one, about £4 or £5 more I think it was, but they're charging you more for the black one, alright, which is a rip off in my opinion, alright, but so if you're going to get one, get the white one, alright. Told you it was going to be an honest review. Also on the side of the box it was saying the model this transmitter is good for, and it says the model type, and it says fixed wing, as in planes and stuff, right, helicopters, multi-rotors and drones, right. Please, please, to the love of whatever god you bloody worship, but please do not use this on an aeroplane, or especially not a helicopter, right. With a plane or a heli that's got servos and stuff, you need your dual rates and frigging trims and stuff like that. And this ain't, you can't do that with one of these, right? So for the love of frigging Buddha, God, whatever, right? Please do not use this on a fixed wing. Ignore what it says on the box, right? Don't use it on a plane or a helicopter. Now there's going to be people that say, oh, I don't. Well, that's fine, but I'm saying get a half decent transmitter, right, where you can adjust your dual rates and you can do flaperons and ailerons and adjust all bits and pieces. You need something like that for planes and helicopters, right? Right, so this is crap for a helicopter or a plane. I don't know why they wrote it on the box. It wasn't on the original box and the first one that came out, right? And there's not really different. They haven't added dual rates out to it, right? They've just added that to make people buy it, right? Which I'm glad I didn't. But yeah, not for a plane. I mean, I'm glad I didn't buy it for a plane. But like I said, this didn't cost me anything, but you're still going to get a bloody honest review. Right, so I just thought I'd mention that. I don't think there's anything else important on the side of the box which makes it stand out. You do get in the box, you get a receiver, right? The I can never bloody remember. I've got about 7 of these. It's the the IA6C, and they are good receivers, right? They are bloody good receivers, right? You can't knock that, right? And you get one of them in the box. You also get a USB cable, right, for charging it up, or you can stick it on your computer and use it as like a games controller for your simulators. One good thing about it is when it's plugged into the computer, it does automatically shut off the RF gain, right? So saving battery life and stuff like that and everything, which is good. That's when you're using it as a simulator. Right, let's get down to the table and have a good look at it. Before I do, I'm going to tell you one thing. At the end of this video, right, I'm just going to stick an extra couple of minutes on, right, because people have asked me, so I thought I'll do it all at the same time, why I don't use a long range setup, or why haven't I bought a long range setup. Right, something like the, which I was looking at, the Nevada, right, the new Fly Sky Nevada transmitter, which is awesome, right, and then maybe sticking one of them R9Ms on, right, but there's reasons why I didn't bother, right, and why I might in the future, but not yet, but I'll explain all that at the end of the video if you stick around, right. Okay then, let's get to the table and have a close look at this, and I'll tell you what I like and I'll tell you what I don't bloody like. Okay then, pilots and ground crew, let's get down to the table. Okay then, let's talk about this transmitter. Well, I'm going to mention the good points and the bad points, but we'll start with the good points. Alright, it's got all the same functions as the original, Alright, so it's got all the same functions as the original. Alright, minus a couple of buttons which we'll come to in a minute, but all the same internal functions. So basically, if you got used to using the original, right, this is basically all the same setup. The screen's almost identical apart from a couple of extra little bits. The great thing about it is you've got extra model memory. The original only had 5 memory models. You could only store up to 5 models. This one has up to 20 model memory, which is great. Now, unfortunately, that is the only good thing about it. Right? It works just as good. Right? You've got about 500 meter range, which for me, I'll explain more at the end of the video, as I've said, but for me is fantastic. Right? And it works really well, but like I said, the extra 20 odd memory, that's the only really bonus great thing about it. So I've got nothing else good to say about it. Now let's talk about the bad bits then. We'll start off with, we'll do the comparison. Alright, are they in shot? Pretty much. Right, they have got rid of this little 2-position switch here and added a little Lanyard, a little hook for your neck strap, right, which is pointless, right, because we all got used to different ways of using it. If you've seen my previous videos, I'd got a little block of wood with a little hook on, which I'd run through the back. I'll tell you what, just in case you've got one of these V1s and you're not sure, I'll leave a link in the top corner so you can see how I sorted that out. But yeah, they've got rid of that 2-position switch, which is a pain in the ass, right, in my opinion. I had my power switch. That was my power switch, so that when I was flying, right, if there was a problem, straight away, boom, there you go, killed power. Right, which, okay, isn't the end of the world, right? They've removed it, it's gone. They've also removed your dial switch, where you could, I had my buzzer on that actually, little dial switch. You could use it for anything you want, but that's gone as well, which is also a shame. Alright, I'll show you one more important thing. At the back, right, where you'd rest your fingers when you're flying. You got hold of your transmitter, right, you're flying along great, you've got your fingers in and everything's comfy, no problems or out like that. Unfortunately, with this one, the new one, the second you put your fingers in, the switches move. Your fingers will not fit in there. Yes, fine, you could hold it right on the edge, right? But me, personally, I like to have my fingers right in there, like that. That's how I hold it. And I was very happy and very comfy with the way I was holding it like that. But you cannot do that with this one. So what I have also had to do, I've set my power switch on here, so when it's in the middle, it's on the power. And on this side, I've set for my mode switch, when that's basically, well, off, right? When it's in the middle, your air mode's on and you're off flying with your rates, right? Whatever you've set your PIDs at, but your super rates, it's all set, right? And I've just left it like that in the 2-position position, and then that way I can get my thumbs, my fingers right in. But it's something I had to mess about with, right? After removing all them switches, they've added a little, what they're calling a momentary button, which is bleeding pointless. It's absolutely pointless. It only works if you keep it pressed, right? So it's no good for anything. Yeah, you could set it up once again as a buzzer, right? But then as you're walking about the field, you're keeping your finger down constantly, right? So it's a pointless little thing. I mean, what I have actually done with it is something I don't use anyhow. I've set it up as turtle mode, right, just in case it's ever stuck in a tree or something like that, a quad. And then that way I can press and hold the switch down, activate the power, and while holding the switch down, just give it a wiggle about to flip the quad round and then let go and then off again. So I've set it up as like a turtle mode switch, but you have to keep it held down. So it's bloody annoying, it is. Right, I'll just, oh, there's something else as well. Yes, this one, the original, comes with a nice cover to protect your gimbals. Brilliant. The new one does not. Right, no cover at all, and your old covers don't fit. They won't fit, right, because if I put this side by side, well, you may see it that way. On the new one, this you won't tell actually, I'll have to hold them up. On the new one, the screen, if I can get that level, is slightly, yeah, you can see there, it's slightly more forward. So the actual cover does not fit. I have had an idea, because as you all know, I own 2 of these. I've got a black one and a white one. Oh, and seeing black and white, jumping in. Also, if you're buying one of these, if you wanted a black one, this about 4 or 5 quid more, right? Which is a complete rip-off again. Complete rip-off. Just because you wanted a black one, it costs you more money. But yeah, the cover, what I thought of doing, because I've got a spare one, is just using a Dremel, is that a word? Dremelin. Cutting that down a bit, and then I reckon it'll fit. But that's just something else. But nah, no cover. And unfortunately, I saw a review of this by Painless360. Great guy, great channel, definitely not knocking him. Right, and he even mentioned it didn't come with a cover, and he suggested when you order one of these, you also order a cover. However, right, they don't make one, right, and as of today, there's, which is 2019, what is it, April? Yeah, April 2019, I don't know when you're going to watch this. Right, as of today, they've no plans on making a cover, so unfortunately, you can't get hold of a cover even if you wanted one, right, which is bloody annoying. Right, a couple more things that I don't like. There was this big selling point, right, on, they've got the buzzer louder, which they have. I've checked the buzzer and it's a hell of a lot louder than the original, right, so that when your battery starts to run down, your buzzer goes off and you can hear it. However, it's bloody pointless. It's pointless because we all know we have our on-screen display which tells us you've got a countdown timer and you've also got your battery voltage, so you don't need a buzzer to tell you when your battery on your quad's running low. Alright, okay, something else. If I power this up, and I'll power this one up as well. Sorry about that. If I can zoom in right down here now. There. This is the old one you're looking at first of all. If you see in the top right corner, there's a picture of basically of a battery, and it's telling me my transmitter battery is almost full. And below it, right, when I plug a quad in, a battery will appear on that, which basically tells me my battery strength on my quad. Right. However, on the new one, right, you can see it's just a number 4.0 volts. Now, a lot of people will say, well, what's wrong with that? Well, the thing is, when you're at the field, I wear glasses, right? Now, I cannot see them numbers without my glasses on, right? However, a picture of a battery where I can see if it's dark or light, you know what I mean, full or empty, I can see at a glance with my glasses on and my glasses off, and I can see that at the field, no problem. Whereas having to read numbers is a complete pain in the backside again. And also, when you've got a quad powered into this, right, you have exactly the same thing. You don't get a battery indicator, you just get a voltage, so you've got numbers to look at. And like I said, I can't see them without my glasses on, right? But on the original, looking at the battery, wasn't a problem at all. Right, just turn this off now. Move that one out the road, so that's something else I didn't like. Oh, also, right, I've mentioned the buzzer, pointless. They've added a vibration to it, which, first of all, I thought, oh, that's a good idea. So, oh, zoom out, sorry. So basically, if you're I don't know, you're running low on power, or your flight time's running low or whatever, instead of the buzzer, which they've increased so you can hear, but if you don't hear it, your quad actually, your transmitter actually vibrates a bit. You know, like the old-fashioned gaming controllers, your PlayStations or whatever, where it'd vibrate if you got shot or something or other. They've done that, which I have turned off instantly, right, because it's just something else to drain the battery. You've got information on your on-screen display, so you don't need your quad to, you don't need your transmitter to bloody vibrate. It's pointless, absolutely pointless, right? You can see on your on-screen display if your battery's running low, so that's just something else to run your batteries down. All these lit up and everything, right? Everything lights up and everything buzzed and moaned and stuff when you move the gimbals about. Alright, so turn all that off, because that's just something to drain your battery. But that is on both of them. Alright. So in other words, there's a hell of a lot of useless junk on this thing. What they could have done was try, instead of adding all this extra junk which you don't need, is somehow, I don't know, somehow add some sort of long range for the R9 Mini or something, I don't know. Right, but they could have done something else, but all that is pretty much pointless, right? But however, like I said, like the original, bloody good transmitter, right? Plenty of range for what I want, and does the job, and very happy with the extra memory, right? Very happy with the extra memory, and it will become my main transmitter. Right, simply because I can put all my micro quads on here and all my little mini quads and everything like that. Right, and it'll be great. Now, one thing while we're here, there's loads of things, isn't there? One thing I wanted to mention while we're here, right, is the fail-safe. Oops, that's binding mode. Fail-safe. Because I've been asked about this myself, right, I thought I'll add this into this video. When you're setting up, you should always set up fail-safe on all your models, right? So that if you lose power, lose signal on your transmitter, your quad falls out the sky. Now, a friend of mine made the mistake, right? Number 3, channel 3 is your throttle, right? So that's the main one you want to cut if you lose signal. All you do is click, oh, wrong one, channel 4. Right, that's on channel 3 throttle, turn it on. And now you can see here, right, where you won't want it on full, you'd want it on minus, and what he'd done at this point is come out and it says -6. Right, you must, if I just go back into failsafe, sorry, these are very sensitive as well, you must press your setup button. If you don't press your setup button, it's not set. And I tested it, and God, did the quad, I took the props off obviously, but the quad spun out of control. But yeah, as I said, everything else is roughly, oh, you have got an extra function on here. Alright, if I can find it, there's your vibration, which is a range test, right? Which is a nice little function, which you usually find on the more advanced radios, right? Like Futaba. If you watch my videos, you know why I laughed then when I said Futaba. I love it. But yeah, but the only problem with range testing is, right, 1, most people don't know how to use it, right? 2, hardly anybody bothers, right? So it's another wasted function, even though it's a wasted function that's quite nice this time. And that's it. There's nothing special, nothing extra new, nothing great. Like I said, your model memory, that's different. You've got all different, you've got a lot more than just your 5. You've got loads of model memory now, so that's nice. But I've had my say, and yeah, there's a lot of problems, a lot of faults. Well, there's no faults, I apologise, there's no faults, right? It's a bloody good transmitter. But there's a lot of wasted money, a hell of a lot of wasted money went into this. right? And I wouldn't have paid money for it, I'll tell you that much. I wouldn't have bought one, and especially that really bugs me the second I put my fingers in. It's the switches. I had to mess about trying to figure out how to do it, and the battery, trying to see the voltage and stuff, everything we've gone over, right? It's bloody annoying. Well, there you go then. So now you're all thinking I'm not going to buy one. However, as I said at the beginning, the bloody good transmitters, you get plenty of range out of them. Right? It's just that this Pro version is a waste of money. Right? If you've only got 2 or 3 models, or even one, get one of these. Right? Get the original. It's a lot cheaper, and you'll be much happier with it. Save you wasting your money buying a more expensive one. Right? I can't say it's a better radio because they're just as good, so to speak, right, with everything that they do. But this one's a lot cheaper than the new one, right, and it does everything you need it to do, whereas this one has got well, you've got stuff missing. You've got switches missing, right? You've got switches that are close to your fingers. You've got useless junk on it that you'll never bloody use. So get the original, save yourself about 20 quid, about 20 quid cheaper, right? So, but if you've got a load of models, then bite the bullet, get the better one, right? And just have a lot of, excuse my French, I'm going to swear, get a lot of pissing about, figuring out buttons and switches and moving stuff around so they're not catching your fingers, and messing about and trying to figure out what you're going to do with this useless bloody thing. Right, okay, and there you go, pilots and ground crew. So that's the end of the review. Now if you've stuck about, let's just jump back to the chair and I'll explain to you why I prefer or use something like this to some sort of Nevada long range setup. Okay then, hope you enjoyed the review, and back to the chair. So you stuck around then to find out why I'm not using a long range setup. Well, first of all, if anyone thinks I'm going to say because there's problems with this and problems with that and don't use them, you'd be wrong. Right, because personally I'd love to be in the situation to be able to use that Fly Sky Nevada and have some sort of long range setup, whether it be the R9 or the TBS Crossfire, you know what I mean? I'd love to be in the situation for that. However, I'm not. Right, now the evolution that I just showed you, you're looking at about 500 meters. Now for the areas I fly, that is plenty long enough. I mean, I'll actually run out of video signal before I run out of range on my transmitter. Right, so the areas that I fly at the moment, it's fine. I'm not gonna, there's nowhere where I can fly as it is at the moment. Maybe in the future things might change, right, but I'm not going into that. But at the moment, and for the foreseeable future, the areas you see my videos in are the ones I'm just stuck at the moment, so I don't need anything long range, right? So that's one reason. And now also, a lot of you should know this, a lot of people buy the long range systems not for actual long range, it's for when they're flying the bandos and stuff like that. Because if I fly behind a building at the moment with a little TURNIGY Evolution or out like that, I'll lose signal, I'll fail safe, and it'll drop out the sky because the signal can't penetrate. Whereas with one of these long range systems that operate on a different frequency, right, it's the bandwidth. I don't want to get technical, right, because I want to keep this sort of like explanation simple for any new pilots, but the bandwidth is stronger so that it'll penetrate through a wall. Right, so when you see people flying behind brick walls and over the top of buildings, you see, I wouldn't dare fly over the top of a building and have a wall in between us, not with the TURNIGY, because I would lose signal straight away. Flying behind trees and stuff, yeah, you're okay with trees, but talking steel and brick and stuff, you'd lose signal. But with a long range system, right, it's a more powerful signal and it cuts through, so you're more likely your goggles are going to go blank before you actually lose signal with your transmitter. But once again, there is nowhere at the moment where there's bandos available for me to fly around, so it'd be a big expense for it would be a complete waste of money for me at the moment. Alright, so if you're not planning on flying bandos, right, and you're not planning on flying super long range or out, you don't need a long range setup, which speaks for itself. Right, but if you are flying bandos and stuff, if you use one of these long range setups, right, you'll have more fun because you won't be having failsafe and fall out of the sky all the time. But keeping that short and simple, but that's why me personally, maybe in the foreseeable future, but at the moment, me personally, I'm just sticking with a small little TURNIGY Evolution transmitters, which work bloody good. They do everything I need them to do. But it's just a shame about this Pro, but at the same time, 20 memory model, so I can stick all my little micro quads on there and stuff. It saves having, because a lot of the time I take both transmitters if I go out to the field or something. Which we know you can reband, but with some of these micros, you have your band buttons on your receiver and it can be buried inside your quad, and you have to basically unbolt your quad to get at your receiver, and it's a lot of messing about. Anyway then, pilots and ground crew, there's my review and there's my information why at this particular time I'm not flying long range. And I've only added it because I do get asked a lot. Even though I do really like the Batman, the Nevada transmitter, I do really like the look of that, and in the future I'll end up getting one. Don't know, I'll probably still be flying the same places, but I just like it. That's something I might save up and buy. Unless you want to send me one, I'll do you a great review. You know, you've just seen that last review, you know, an honest review. I'll give you an honest review if you want to send me one. I don't think anyone's going to send me another transmitter. Okay then, pilots and ground crew, so thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Any questions, just leave a message in the comments. And if you liked, I haven't said this for a long time, if you like it, give us a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give us 2 thumbs up. Okay. Okay then, pilots and ground crew, thanks again and cheers.